Meu nome é Vitor Ramos.
My name is Vitor Ramos. I am from Portugal, and today I have a family that is very happy, a blessed married, and my children are blessed and financially very well.
Mas nem sempre foi assim.
But it was not always like this. I used to live a disgraced life because I used to live in the alcohol. I abandoned my family. My daughters even saw me with my head on the toilet. It was a disgraced life that I had.
Comecei a me envolver com o álcool.
I start to get involved with alcohol with the night, and that goes on and on. I sleep in my car, didn't go back home. And from this, I would feel a failure. I tried to seek life in another way and go abroad. I've been in many countries, but nothing worked. Because the time I was outside, I came back worse. And I abandoned my family. I didn't have pleasure to stay with my family. I would get home and I wanted to go away again. But when I would go away, I would miss them and would come back, get home, and the desire was to go away. I didn't want to stay. The marriage was about to finish. A totally destroyed life in every sense. I had a great emptiness inside of me because I didn't have direction. Everything I would start wouldn't go until the end. I would start with a lot of desire, but then I would stop and give up. I didn't see a future. I was dismayed, discouraged. Inside of me, there was an anguish, emptiness. I couldn't move forward. I would always be discouraged. There was no way.
Não dava mesmo.
As the head of the family, I was ashamed, very ashamed, because I went abroad to seek a better life and I got back worse without conquering anything. All my plans failed, without life, without financial life, without health, without marriage.
Eu conheci a igreja por vizinho.
I got to know the church through a neighbor, and my neighbor, he always would tell me about God, and he would have a business before, and he was a failure in that business, and he went bankrupt, but then he was inviting me as his life changed, so I went. And the truth is, my life changed. The first change was the addiction of alcohol and tobacco. After a week, I stopped smoking and drinking already. I persevered watching the meetings. I start to change. I start to become a joyful person, a husband that was dedicated and more loving towards my wife. There was no desire to run away from home anymore. Everything started to change.
E começou tudo a mudar. Depois, ouvi falar do Espírito Santo.
I heard about the Holy Spirit, and I heard the pastor, the assistant speaking about the Holy Spirit. And one night I was praying to God, I was seeking, and then the Holy Spirit came upon me. And it was the greatest thing in my life. I was filled with the joy. I cried for joy. It's not a sadness. It's because I was being so bad, so evil to my family and to myself. And in this night, I heard a voice saying, "You were forgiven." And from that on, I never had anything to accuse me anymore. I had such a joy that even today, and this nobody can take away from me. Nobody can take away from me. The Holy Spirit for me, it's my treasure. He is my treasure, because if I lose my family, that one day it will happen, I will be only with God. Because I don't take anything else from this world. The only thing I take is my soul.
Mas a única coisa que me consola no dia mau
The only help that I have on the evil day is the Holy Spirit, and I don't exchange Him for anything. For anything. After 2 years in the church, I stopped walking. They ran many exams, but nothing could find what was it. And one day, in a regular checkup, I went to the hospital already hanging on my wife and my daughter, and they put me on a wheelchair, and I did not leave the hospital there. I stayed in the hospital 47 days. But at the second day, 11 p.m., came the answer. It was a cancer in my back. And the doctor said that did not know how to explain that. If it was not operated immediately, there was no other way to save me.
e eu senti-me em paz.
I was in peace. Past a week, on a Wednesday evening, I was ready for the operation, and I got an infection on the hospital. In 1 hour, I went from 36 to 42 of fever, and I started to have hallucinations, and I dismayed, and 21 days taking antibiotics. When everything was ready for me to operate once more, there was a nurse strike and operation was canceled once more. And more antibiotics, 2-3 days, and when I was once more ready for the surgery, there was another infection and more antibiotics. The doctor came to tell me on a Wednesday evening, and he said this: Mr. Vitor, this is very delicate operation, but we put our technology, everything. And I told him like this: Doctor, your hands will be the hands of God. And is everything ready already? And I have this assurance because of the Holy Spirit. It was Him. He who sustained me. 47 days that I was there. And on Thursday, there was the operation, 7 hours of operation, everything went well. And after 10 days, I recovered. And the doctor said like this: if all goes well, from the recovery, from 6 to 9 months, you will start to walk again. And I went home. It was time of the campaign. I left in October, so November, December, the campaign. And I have a routine checkup.
Eu vou para o altar.
And I said, I'm going to the altar.
Fogueira Santa, eu vou para o altar.
The campaign, I'm gonna go to the altar, because the Holy Spirit don't give fear, give courage. It was marvelous. So marvelous that in January, at the first checkup, I went walking. And the doctor was surprised. So you're walking already? I said, I walk. God is great. If it was not God, if it was not the Holy Spirit, if it wasn't the campaign of Israel, what would be? I couldn't say anything for what I passed.
Hoje eu sou homem realizado.
Today, I am a fulfilled man. I have reached my healing. I have a blessed family. My marriage that was about to finish today is a blessed marriage. My daughters are blessed. I have also a financial life that is, of course, I'm fighting for more, but it's great. Everything God gave me. And the most important of all, my treasure, that I don't change for anything, is the Holy Spirit. He stayed with me in the time of pain, the hard time, and even my wife or my daughters, nobody could give he is my treasure.